I'm Nahid Kabbani, and this is the Lighthouse for today's viewers. Welcome to our show. You have been watching some speeches from Toastmasters in my show just because I always tell you that when I find something good for you, my viewers, I bring the person to tell you his or her story and discuss matters with you just to have some information about that topic or this. Today, I have my guest. He is the youngest in the club. And I am the oldest in the club too. But it caught my attention, his topic, when he start up with us and shortly start to have speeches. That topic, I was planning to open it long time ago to discuss matters about our youth, our teenagers, and the drug, especially after it became legally in California, around us everywhere, how much it will hurt our new generation with no guidance or no taking care of them. So that's why my guest is here. Let me introduce him to you, then we will hear the speech. Welcome to our show, Mr. Michael.
Thank you.
How are you doing today? Feeling good to come to the show?
Oh, yes, I'm doing great.
Since you brought that speech, I was telling you that I like to have it for my viewers, and you were happy to still, and that's what caught my attention. Is there any way to give some background about you, how old are you, and things for my viewers before the speech?
Yes, I'm 33. In a week from now, I'll be 34.
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. And my background, I come from San Jose, California. And I lived there for most of my life. Sometimes I moved away, but it was pretty close to San Jose, then I moved back. But I've been through a lot, though, from those years that I'll tell you later on with my speeches, and I hope it'll be informational and I hope it'll be inspiring for the viewers to take
to learn something.
Yeah, and to take things seriously, yes, and
get
on the right track.
Here. That's why we are addressing the issue for our viewers.
Yes.
So let's have the speech.
All right. Okay, today I'll be talking about one of the most influential people in my life, my mom. I received so many of her traits growing up. She had such a great sense of humor. She herself was so funny. I have now the same sense of humor. She also was such a great artist with paintings of cartoon Hummels, and she also did arts and crafts. She used to work at Denny's late night, and me and my friends would go skating, and after that we would go there to see her. And she would pay for all of our meals, and after the meals she'd bring us hot fudge sundaes. It was a great memory. Things were great until I was about 12 years old, and my parents split up. I'm not sure exactly why or what happened, but shortly after that, my mom started seeing someone else. I went and lived with my dad and my sister. My brother at that time was old enough to move out on his own. My dad was remarried, and a couple years later, from that split up, he was remarried. She's a great woman, though I didn't accept her at first. I still stayed very close to my mom, and one day she invited me over and we spent the whole day together. We even found these little yellow butterflies that we would pinch their wings together and catch them. This was the last time I would ever see my mother. I found out a week later that she passed away. You see, when my parents divorced, and sometime before that, she was really deep into drugs and alcohol. And the drugs eventually took her life. But now every time I see any sort of butterflies, I think of my mother. I was 14 when she died, and it negatively affected my life for many years. But now, it just makes me want to live the best life that I know how to do. And I believe that one of the only things that can really mend that type of dramatic hurt is time. After that, an amazing thing happened for my sister when she gave birth to her first child. He was born on the same day that my mother was born, November 27th. My sister knows it's my mom's way of saying that she will always be a part of our lives. My mom was such a great person. She loved her family so much, and she was one of the funniest people I ever knew. I felt like she just didn't know how to go on and live after the family was separated from the split. And unfortunately, drugs took her life before she was able to quit them. One lesson I've learned from all this is to cherish the time you have with your loved ones, because you never know how much time that you'll have with them. So create time with them and call them as often as you can to let them know that you love them. I still talk to my mom in my prayers, and she will always be a part of my life. She was there for me even before I was born and while I grew up, and she will continue to be there for me even though she's now in heaven.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
It's really painful when you read it, you feel it. But I feel the strength in your voice, even the sadness.
Yeah.
You're still sad about the story, but you have strength in your voice that you would love to carry the flag and show your mom the best of you, that what she taught you to be a best person for her spirit, for her soul. That's what it, caught my attention, that you learn from her a lot of good things and you still live with it. And as you mentioned, mom is mom. She will be with you forever. She is the one who brought you to this world. So, since you were little, you were with the family, happy family.
Yes.
I'm trying to talk about background to lead us to the point where and when you start having drug. I would like to tell our viewers about the normal life, what you had, step by step, then how your journey with this matter, and with your feeling. Mm-hmm. Let them know how you were doing with the family,
right,
and go story step by step to let them have the result and your mission or your voice for them to remember and learn from that.
Okay.
It's not that easy, I know, but thank you for coming.
Yes.
And we will be back soon, and we will talk more about details.
You're watching The Lighthouse for today's viewers, brought to you by oneworldforyou.org.
Yes, in fact, Michael gave 2 speeches before. He gave us introduction about himself, which is shocked us at the beginning that he was just in the club, and his speech was about himself. He trusted us to listen to his story. In fact, he was looking forward to share his story, to feel that somebody can listen to him and understand him and help him through this phase in his life, which is we all welcome him at this matter. So let's find out with Michael how his life with the family goes on through years, to touch base, point of view, and turning point in his life. So as a family, how many kids at that, you are the oldest, how many kids, siblings in your family?
Yes, there's 3 kids in our family, or growing up we were kids.
Yeah.
My brother was the oldest, and my sister is the middle, and I'm the baby.
Youngest.
I'm the youngest.
The
yes.
baby for the...
Yes.
And you were for sure the spoiled baby for all of them.
Oh, yeah.
So you grew up with loving family.
Oh, yes. It was your typical loving family, 3 kids and mom and dad, and
Healthy family.
yes, and we had pets, and we go to church, and it's just very typical growing up until it got farther into my life. But
As a student at school, you have been a good student too?
well, I was an average student. I wasn't.
We are
I
not
wasn't the
talking about
best.
genius, average student.
Yeah, I was average. I wasn't the worst or the best, but I definitely
Spoiled one.
I definitely liked sports, so I was more focused on sports. But I did enough to get by with schooling. So
Well, school. And the parents were happily couple?
yes, yeah, they were a happy couple, and they're Christian, and growing up, they taught us everything in their faith, and their faith rubbed up on us, and yeah, they were happy.
They did their part.
fight. They didn't fight or anything like that. So,
I mean, as parents, they took responsibility and raised their kids the right way.
oh yes, they
Normally.
did a great
No
job.
problems, yes. It seems like, because after all these things, you're still showing that they were good parents.
Yeah, after all these things with my mom and drugs, and we still stayed a strong family, and that's what I believe got us through that. Other than time as well, like I said, time heals. But I mean, I'm still sad about my mom, but it's not the same as it was the few years
Absolutely.
afterwards. But
Absolutely. So you were a teenager, and you were close to mom and dad. Mom wasn't on drug at that time.
no, she started getting into drugs maybe a year or 2 before that I know of, that because we would find out from finding it that she was on drugs before my parents split. A year or 2 before that, she started getting into it, and we could tell. She started acting
So she
different,
destroyed
and she would stay out a lot, and that's mostly without knowing the details is what happened for my parents splitting.
So it led them to split after all.
Right.
But it was at home before you started. yourself. Might be feeling that somebody took it or used it before.
Right.
So did you get it from your mom's side or from outside?
Oh no, I didn't. The drugs?
Yes.
I didn't get it from her. It was much later. I was 14 when she passed away, and when I started using drugs, I was 20 years old, and it was with a girlfriend. But
So you were not on drug while she was on drug at home.
Right.
Okay.
But my life really changed drastically after she passed away, because I was really a clean-cut kid, and I didn't get into any trouble that was big trouble, or want to, or use drugs, or even cuss. I
But
wouldn't
between
even
14
cuss.
and 20, there's 6 years with teenagers time.
Yeah.
You know, it's not easy also to control yourself.
Right.
After that dramatic way, your mom passed away, after you are close to her and things, it wasn't easy.
Yeah, it overtook me emotionally and mentally, so I wasn't as focused in school and things like that. And I started when I was 17 and things like that, running with the wrong crowd, and
You didn't
that started
have
giving me into
therapists in your life or something? You didn't get that help, psychologists,
Yes,
psychiatric, or
we went to psychologists and things like that, but they didn't really help, because I was just so distraught, and I was so rebellious at that time that it wouldn't matter who would talk to me. I was going to go do what I was going to go act out and do what I wanted to do, and I don't think was any way around that at that time. Even with my faith, I always kept my faith, but I still acted out, and it was for some reason, it was my way of coping. And
so you were 20 years old when you started having drugs.
yeah,
And who introduced you to that?
well, that's when I first started getting into, I should say, like heavy drugs, like the cocaine and methamphetamine and stuff like that. And that was with a girlfriend that I was going with. She introduced me to it, and so
she used to have drugs without knowing you.
yeah, she was using drugs, and I didn't even know it. And then her and her friends were together one day at the park, and they were all doing it and asked me if I wanted to try it, and I did try it. So that was my first experience with it.
So the meaning of friend, it's not there.
Right.
When you choose the friend, now I guess you learn that. Before you said, this is my friend, you have to check, is that friend really friend for me, or will be good friend for me or not? Because there is a saying said, tell me who is your friend, I can tell who you are. Because you learn from friends, and you got it. First thing, you learn that bad things without notice.
Yeah, I think sometimes you have to go through some bad situations to learn what you need to learn out of it, and learn, like you said, who your friends, real friends are, and who will be there after things are said and done, and who
I
won't.
guess with the gap of your family story, you don't have that loving family anymore, so you become weak. The family give you strength. When you lost that strength in the family, you become easy going no matter where somebody will take you.
It was my choice. I separated myself from that, and that's one of the worst things about using drugs, is being separated from your family and your loved ones, and then you meet all these other people, and they don't have your best interests.
Yes, nobody cares.
Right.
You don't feel it. They are in it. The bad situation, they are in it. They will not feel that they give you bad things.
Right.
They don't know where's the good, where's the bad, because they are in it. So it hurts.
And I think another reason people get heavy into drugs is because they're not focused with something that is a passion in their life, like going to school and going for your future, or going to
not enough
getting a trade
from inside of you.
Yeah, nothing to stay focused on. So
to follow that.
One of the biggest messages I wanted to let people know is to stay focused on what you love and your passion.
Like. Yes.
And that will detour you from that.
Protect you from going other way.
Yeah, because then you can't use drugs because you won't be able to fulfill what you're focused on.
You have to use a clear brain,
right.
clear mind to be able to reach that point what you are looking
exactly.
for.
Yes.
Which is really a good message for youth and the new generation. Even anybody. I am in my age. I have nothing serious to do for my grandchildren. They are not kids, little kids to put them in my lap and play with them. They are growing
right.
people. Everybody in his own way. I feel I have nothing enough to fill up my day in life. So I have to find something I like to do to fill up my time. Otherwise, easy going here or there or for nothing. No, I cannot waste my time or experience.
Right.
I focus on whatever good things I have. Maybe I can give it to the community. I can help in this matter. I fill up my time with good thinking, with good idea to keep me busy. And that's why I am doing the TV show. I'm learning new things, even in my 70.
Right.
There is an empty space, empty time, and empty time is dangerous for any age, in any time, because life is full of bad things more than good things.
Well, it's a blessing that you have that focus and you have that drive and stirred up in you that you want to do that.
That's why I feel healthier. I feel younger. I feel my mind motivated to do every day, every time something new, to bring it in, to think about it, to give it away.
Yeah.
So really, it is a good message that don't keep that time for wasting time. Don't keep it empty and focus on something you like to do, especially younger age. You have school to follow up. You have target in college, maybe. You have something for your future. If you didn't reach that goal, having a small job will not cover your needs in life. In the future, maybe you will dream about something, you cannot have it.
Right.
If you didn't focus on the beginning of strong steps to have higher education a little bit to have better future.
Right.
Yes, I agree with you. So say your message again before we close this part. Tell our viewers what is your message for them.
My message is just to find out what your passion is if you don't know it already, and keep focused on it. And that's going to get you where you need to be. And I believe that we're all here for a certain reason, and stay focused on that. Don't waste your time on getting into drugs or running with the wrong crowd, because in the end, it might be a quick fix to get you out of your brain, but it's not going to get you where you want to be, and
take you away from what you want to be.
Right, and I know everybody has something that they can be useful in, and I know a lot of people have a dream and a passion. Just keep at it and do the best you can, and do the best you can with that.
So we'll be back soon.
oneworldforyou.org, promoting cultural understanding through the media.
So we are walking through Michael's journey. So let's find out the time after he got the drug habit, how he went through the rehab and things. Let's find out how hard, how good, how bad it was. So since you start taking the drugs, when you realize, or who took you to rehab? How did you go to that point?
Well, with that, it was, see, I didn't get hooked on the drugs right away, but I went through the denial part where, oh, I can quit this whenever I want. I was also smoking and drinking. I was smoking cigarettes, and so to get rehabilitated of that, I was actually living out on my own for a while, and I was renting a room, and I actually got kicked out of that room for some reason. I couldn't remember why, but after that, I was helping out at a bar, and I was helping them stock the beer and all that, and I was even DJing for karaoke and things like that. So I actually would meet people there, and I would start hopping from house to house and living with them, because I didn't want to go back and live with my parents.
Where
because
did you get
then
the money? Do you work? Did you work?
No, the only work that I really did was working at that bar, and they would pay me very little, but they would
feed you or something. It's not enough.
Yeah, but I had people that I knew that I would live with, and I would eat what they had, and but
but the drug need money.
Oh,
How
yeah.
do you buy drug?
I think I had friends, and my parents would loan me money or give me money, and it's hard to remember how I found money, but I would find 10, 5, 15 bucks any way I really could. I didn't steal. At least I didn't steal, but I found any way I could. Maybe if I would find people that wanted
Give you drugs.
some crank or some drugs, I'd bring them to them. And by me bringing them customers, they might give me some for free sometimes too, and I would just do it with them. So a lot of times I just do it with them, but so it was
Because
vicious
it's a costly
cycle.
habit. Yeah, it's a costly habit. The drug is expensive. How you manage that? Where did the money come from? Besides, took your life, took everything, but it took your money too. It need money.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a steady job because I couldn't hold down a steady job.
So that was what age?
Oh, this is getting up to where I was 24, 25, around that.
So you started with the age of 20.
Right.
Okay. The best young man years in his life. Destroy it with drug.
Yeah, the time I should
Enjoy your life. Look at the future.
The time I should maybe be in college if that was the route I went, or for me, doing comedy. The things I should be focused on, those were thrown to the side.
No time for that. No time.
And I don't know really why I didn't try to do that. I think maybe I was afraid of failing, so I'd rather just not try. But
I believe the focus, your focus, will become weak. You cannot focus to do something continuously.
Right.
To train yourself or to do something or stand in front of people or something.
Right.
Because the drug will take a lot of your energy or focusing. Take it away.
Yeah, the drugs just...
So after that, after this kind of lousy job, what did you do? How did you manage your life until now?
Oh, until now? After
20, 24, now, after 24.
Well, what happened with me with that is I didn't go seek out help, but it found me. It was I believe that it was a blessing because it was a blessing in disguise, because the people I was around with the drugs and all that, and I was bringing people to them and everything, and I was living with different ones that would sell the drugs. We did get busted once, and they found a lot of drugs, and they found that I was staying there too, and I wasn't selling the drugs, but that and some other things that happened as well while on the drugs. A few of us went to jail, and I went to jail for a whole year. But being in there, I was able to change my life. I was able to get back into a relationship with God. I was able to mend the relationships with my family because I didn't see them, and I was able to quit smoking cigarettes and quit drinking because I couldn't do all those things in jail. And then once I got out, I didn't want to go back to that sort of life because I knew it was just a dead-end street.
For that.
Yeah, and someone once told me that being on those types of drugs, you're not dead physically, but you're walking around as if you're dead. So I didn't want to go back to that life. So now I do whatever I can to improve myself, such as Toastmasters and various things.
So after the jail, you started your life by yourself, without rehab, without help, without anything, except the jail.
Well, there was a little bit of counseling after that, and counseling helped to get me grounded and give me a path. And they were like, it was almost like another set of parents at counseling, because they would show you what you need to do and what you need to be doing this, and you need to be
babysit you.
Yeah, you need to be looking for a job and keeping on you about something, and also going over the psychological things and the mental things.
But inside of you, you like to do the best for yourself. You realize that you have to go to normal life inside of you, not just because they told you so.
Right. Well, I finally found a passion to live my life again. So, yeah, I found that focus that I didn't have between the 20 and 25 that I should have had. But I'm blessed that I finally found that between 26 and now, because some people don't ever have that privilege. Like I said with my mom, she didn't have that privilege. She didn't make it through it. She passed away, but I and other people in my family as well were able to quit the drugs without passing away or
somehow
or staying on them.
Yes, somehow you lost a lot of your ability to be bright, ability to be smart, ability to be normal person as before.
Right.
You have been different person before the drug. The drug make you lose a lot of things. When you come back from the drug, you will not be the same person.
Right.
But at least you are still a person who can function if you want to. You have the strength inside of you, help you to go through and focus and have a goal to reach. That's what the drive inside of you who is helping you.
Right.
So I really realized that since you start talking about your speeches and open your heart for us, we all felt that like our son need help. We all came along to listen to you and understand your story and try to do something. But you were strong enough to admit, and this is the first step, admit that you need that help. And you came along and asked for that help. Like last speech, we will talk about it.
Right.
After the break.
Okay.
So I know it is not a happy story, but it is important to listen to somebody pass through that story and suffer from that story, to let our generation, new generation, to hear that maybe it will help somebody. He was thinking, or he is at the beginning of that road, to stop and think. Through Michael's experience, with his also passion to help, maybe that will help. So after the break, we will continue talking. So Michael's last speech 2 days ago, it was also something brought him in today. After all this explanation about his situation, he didn't give up. He was talking about his future. So let him give us little piece of his speech, if he remember it, and then we talk about it. The last speech 2 days ago, yesterday.
Right. Well, could I give my speech or?
While you are sitting, it's okay.
Oh, because I have my notes up here with it.
Go.
Yeah. If we have time, do
yeah.
we? All right. Alrighty. Lights, camera, comedy. Well, this is the life for me. All my life, I've had fun being funny. I was always the one in school at class to have one-liners that made the whole class laugh. And in my teens, laughter was like the most powerful medicine after my mom died. My whole family on both sides are really funny. So it's definitely in my blood. So what do I do with this humor? Well, my dream is to be a stand-up comedian and also do some voiceover work. To me, the best comedians are just like rock stars. The way they work the crowd, and they are so popular. So, to accomplish my dreams, I need to develop some skills. That's why I joined Toastmasters. I believe there's no other better place than Toastmasters to accomplish that. I do have a dry sense of humor, and I'm kind of on one level here, so with the speeches, they help you get your vocal variety up. We're going up high and low. And I do need to work on being in front of a crowd and not being nervous. But I know I'm funny enough. My whole life, people have told me, either you are really funny or you're kind of weird. All the best comedians have great vocal variety. There's Jim Carrey. So let me tell you something. Suppose you light a lighter near a gasoline tank. Boom, explosion. Then there's Sam Kinison with his yelling, oh, oh, oh. And Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a redneck. If you mow your lawn, then you find your car. An amazing sign happened for me to stick to my dream of doing stand-up after 5 months of moving to this area. A comedy club started up 2 miles from my home, Tommy T's. Coincidence or fate? You decide. I believe it was a motivator to keep me going towards my dream. So I went down there and started to perform open mic nights. My first joke on stage was based on a semi-true story. Late one night, there was 5 teenagers, a couple houses down from where I lived, and there was toilet paper in this house. So I rushed outside and I shouted at them, "What are you doing, toilet paper in this house?" I said, "Don't you know we're in a recession here?" I said, you should probably use eggs. They're a lot cheaper. And if you must toilet paper a house, toilet paper mine, because I can use the toilet paper. Now I like to share a few of my impressions before I'm done. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, Maria left me. I lost my governor job, but I promise you that I'll be back. Forrest Gump. I like to play ping pong with my Flexo ping pong paddle, which everybody knows isn't true, but Mama says just a little white lie, won't hurt nobody. And Louis Armstrong. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. Then I think to myself, what a wonderful world. So I'm hoping that my fellow Toastmasters will encourage me on my comedic path so I can develop great speaking skills.
Thank you.
Okay.
That's your passion now. You have a
yes.
goal you are looking for, and you having training now, or just hobby, or what?
Well, Toastmasters is really helping with my getting in front of the audience and not being nervous, and developing skills that I wasn't even aware that I needed for the stage. But also, I've taken kind of a hiatus from it, but I've been doing, like I said in my speech, the open mic nights over there, and it's really great. Sometimes there's 20 people in the crowd, and sometimes there's 30 or 40.
That's
But
good. That's good.
anybody can do it, and you go there, and you could do 3 to 5 minutes, and
It's
and
a
it's-
good way to train yourself. Yes, practice.
yeah. And then once you get well known, then
Yes.
you can open for the people that have been doing it for a long time, the big headliners, and then hopefully someday you can be one yourself.
How many jobs you start before? You tried.
Uh,
How many jobs you tried before?
Oh, how many times have I done it?
Jobs.
Oh.
You tried before this.
Oh, how many jobs have I had? I've had tons of jobs. I've mostly done restaurant work, but I've sold tickets at concerts and construction, all different kinds of things. I've had many jobs, but I would like to do
You
comedy
need a
because that's
steady
my
job. You need something
that's
to,
my
to
passion,
count
right?
on. Yes, passion and income also. You need to live better life
Right.
for your future.
But I would like to maybe find a trait because I like to, or maybe develop more of what I do on the side. I like to do yard work for people and stuff like that. So maybe if I learn to do sprinklers and fencing and these types of things that
Yeah.
would pay more, maybe
Yes.
taking down trees, and
Yes.
I could do
yes.
that.
Focus on something and get training and
Right.
have license, because all those things need license too.
Yeah, and
Handyman.
the great thing is
handyman
you're
will help.
independent. So
Yeah. That you have to have target goal for income. Then maybe the hobby will bring you income later, but it needs time. You need something to count on, not just little bit like tips.
yeah,
You need income.
and you don't have to worry about if you're doing
You
that
were
kind of work.
20 years when you start to go on the
Yeah.
other side. Now 32,
Well, now I'm 33.
33, 13 years, the best of your years are gone already. Now, hopefully, you'll bring it back with better,
Yeah, now I need to make up for that.
for better, yes, because you know what you're doing now. You understand what is the meaning of life and living happily and living without drug and thing.
Right.
You understand the meaning of working for yourself or doing something you understand. The whole life, the meaning of life changed now on your side.
Yeah.
So for sure, you will do better for future.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell from the way you came to the Toastmaster. I can tell from the way you are in passion and hurry to do speeches fast. You started immediately like you are in business before. I felt I am behind, behind, far away, because I'm slowly taking it slowly. I'm not in hurry, but I really felt the passion and the youngest age in you coming back as clear head, clear mind, and targeting better future.
Right.
So whatever you think, whatever you have in mind, I'm sure you will get it, because you are insisting to do it. You are the one, not somebody from outside pushing you to do.
Right.
I'm not telling you, this is good for you, just do it. No, you will not do it.
Right.
You live with that passion now, and this is the gear for you to have it done as soon as possible.
Right.
And really, I appreciate your coming to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And really, I'm thinking of that inspiration from you for our new generation, for our viewers, to take it from you, not from me as a, host for the show. You are the one who gave the idea and gave the spirit of the bad and the good.
Right.
And you are the one who promised the viewers that you will do this, that for your future, and you are the one you will close the show and tell the viewers what you are giving them today again.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to let the viewers know, like I said earlier, I mean, just find your passion and find what you're good at and stick with it. And I know it's hard from each day to, especially if you're not working, to maybe waste time, but don't waste your time. Is do what you can and help others as well on the way, and just develop your skills and develop your passion, because you can do it, and don't throw years away with drugs or alcohol or running with a bad crowd. So just stay focused, and you can reach your goals and your dreams. And I hope there's somebody out there that will, or many people, that this could affect them and wake them up and be like, okay, I can do it. I can keep at what I want to do with my life, and help others as well, like Nahed has with her show.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your coming to the show and appreciate your passion and the good feeling that you like to give your experience away to the viewers to know what's going on about this kind of age and life and matter of going this way or that way.
Right.
And for you, my viewers, I really feel, as Michael mentioned in his talk, that we have purpose to live and we have something to do. We are somebody. Every one of us is somebody. Your kids, little kids, are somebody, should be somebody. If they go to drug and things like this, they will be nobody and they will be needed help instead of being giving, needed. Whatever you give, it will not be enough to raise him or bring him back to be somebody. Please, please watch your kids, and please be aware of the hardest thing in market. It's easy to get it for the kids and easy to catch it from their friends. Please check your kids always and give them advice. Let them feel or see those examples about people get involved with the drug, where they were and where they are now. Hopefully it will be away from your family, but we should have it. We should talk about it. And thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.